1,000 people like this video and comment freedom for Ninjaman because we have brand new updates for now. It is indeed Kindness Wednesday. Subscribe to the channel. We have something for play for now. Don't go away. Listen to this.
Never show God more appreciation. And not even Christians alone, but people in a whole, we get up every day and give God thanks and praise and give him that respect there. If you know say he make you live to see another day. Because every night you go to your bed and you go sleep. You don't know what is happening while you're sleeping. And that man rise you from your sleep every morning and make you live to see another day. You have to give him thanks and praise.
Alright, so we're not going to waste some more on the time, everybody. As I said before, we have brand new updates for you right now coming up inside the Kindness Wednesdays, everybody. Remember, show some kindness. You're not get the blessing from man. You get it from God. You understand? Alright? Yes. Now, as it relates to Ninjaman, everybody, of course, this case is about Ninjaman. Everybody who wants to see Ninjaman free right now, comment freedom for Ninjaman, everybody. Yes, of course, you know, it's the 2nd of July. You understand, everybody? And we have the new updates for you right now that you need to hear because it's all good news. Good news for Ninjaman, everybody. Good news. You understand? As we know, champion the cause and the fight for freedom for Ninjaman still continues, everybody, with his attorney Robert Fletcher and of course the rest of his legal representatives still continue to push for Ninjaman's freedom. Now, of course, these are the things that you need to know right now. The perception of Ninjaman is one of the agenda that is on the horizon. Now, Ninjaman has received multiple testimonies in his favor, which now see him now being shed in a new light. You understand? Now, based on testimonies given not only by fellow dancehall artists but other witnesses as well, seems to now sway in the favor of Ninjaman, everybody, after the courts was accused of not giving Ninjaman a fair trial. Now, based on that mistake alone, everybody, they're saying that mismention and trial updates placed Ninjaman in a very compromising position, which says that it robbed him of an alibi, which should have testified that Ninjaman was on the day in question in Mandeville rather than, of course, the day of the crime. You understand? Okay? Now, based on the testimonies given in court, everybody, it seems as if that Ninjaman is now being painted as a philanthropist, a person who strives for good and helping many others, with people like Bounty, who testified that Ninjaman was one of the persons instrumental in bringing him to the forefront of his career and has done many other favorable and good things for other people. They're saying Ninjaman is a force for good. Now, despite the investigative report that was turned in, a malicious report turned in from investigators, which would have said that Ninjaman's, of course, charitable company, which is the umbrella group, was labeled as a gang and him as the leader. Now, they're saying songs like, of course, Murder Them and all of that situation, everybody, is being used against him. Now, the lawyers now say that it is not Desmond Ballantyne in court. He's not the one that is being tried. It is Ninjaman, and it is unfair. You understand? Okay? Now, based on this situation, Ninjaman has already served time in prison, you understand, and will ultimately find himself in a situation similar to that of previous appeals, you understand. Ninjaman and his health in question, and of course various other factors, if he can indeed survive a retrial, you understand. All right, remember, Ninjaman is up in age, and these are factors that are weighing heavily on the court as well. You understand? Okay. Now, incarcerated dancehall star Ninjaman is set to return in the home circuit court as his legal team press ahead with the appeal of his murder conviction. Now, comprised of his attorneys are Robert Fletcher, who confirmed that the Border Clash DJ is on his way to overturn his conviction in the Court of Appeal, but will not reveal the strategy that the legal team has in place to fight the conviction. Remember, his lawyer says that they don't care who believe, but Ninjaman is innocent. You understand? Because Ninjaman shouldn't be blamed for his past life when he was younger, since 1999. You understand? That was many years ago, over a decade. That has been like 2 decades ago. You understand? Compared to now, they're saying that Ninjaman has done enough to prove himself an upstanding and, of course, a law-abiding citizen. You understand, everybody? Now, this case now comes as the updates continues, as of course the legal team now comb through the paperwork and of course noting certain discrepancies and conflicting testimonies as well. Very interesting, conflicting testimonies. Now, what they're saying is that Ninjaman and his appeal was done very bad, and this now lays blame squarely within the court of law. You understand? Now they're saying that Ninjaman's appeal, according to the court, made a grave mistake and he should be freed immediately because it impacted his case negatively, right? And of course, this situation should be done in a speedy manner. You understand? Because Ninjaman don't have much time. You understand? Because he's getting up in age. Seeing now, after this situation has rendered in court, the judges ultimately say that they are willing to hear testimonies from many other persons who have done so already, just to now place it in front of the jury for them ultimately to decide whether or not it is enough to free the Dan Gargan. You understand? Now I want you to know also that of course if losing this case is not the end, because Ninjaman can now then press forward, which the preparation has already been made for the Privy Council. You understand? So based on the situation, they're saying that Ninjaman is innocent. Okay, now this is what is happening. It is alleged that on the day in question in March 2009, the now deceased Ricardo Johnson was sweeping his yard in the company of a friend on Mall Road, St. Andrew, when a motor car with 3 men aboard drove up. Okay, now an argument developed between Johnson, friend, and the men who left but later returned with guns blazing. Now Johnson was fatally big stoned in the incident. Ninjaman then turned himself into the police shortly after the incident, after hearing that he was being sought as a person of interest in the case. Now the trial involved, listen to the specifics, 7 witnesses, including one who testified that a group of men led by Ninjaman entered a yard on the day in question. It was further alleged that the DJ fired 2 shots at the witness and he had to flee the premises. Now, of course, this testimony is what they're saying is a conflicting testimony, because they're saying that this testimony is what the defense of Ninjaman had to rely on heavily to try to find the common design factor. Now, this is what they're saying that made it very difficult in the case, and this is the blaming of the courts. Okay, they're saying this: Ninjaman should ultimately be released because the blame of the lengthy delays deprived him of an alibi witness. Yes, because they're saying that that would have made it a big difference, and instead they had to challenge the credibility of the testimony that was given, which was the one person who was named in the testimony a while ago that was in court, who says that he saw Ninjaman fire shots and he had to flee the scene of the crime. Okay, now what is being said by the defense, according to Robert Fletcher, and the transcripts that were left by Valerenita Robertson, says that he was not seen there because Ninjaman wasn't there on the day in question. So what they're challenging the testimony from the witness who testified against Ninjaman is that they're saying that Ninjaman wasn't there and that possibly the testimony was a lie. All right, now of course, the lawyers believed that Ninjaman's fame and his reputation is what is weighing heavily on the decision by the 7-member jury. The Crown relied heavily on the concept of common design to infer that 3 convicted men were acting together in common design, which they're saying makes no sense, and which was aimed at using guns to cause grievous bodily harm to Johnson. Now, the Dan Gargan was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in November 2017. Now, for the dropping of allegedly Johnson, he was convicted along with his son Janil Ballantyne and Dennis Clayton. He was sentenced to serve 15 years in prison before being eligible for parole. Ninjaman's sentencing will have to rely on this case. Ultimately will force the court's hand in the mistrials and he will walk free. Drop a like on the video, share the video. We have more to come. Don't go away. I will be back.